Okay, you guys, so Halle Bailey has officially moved on from DDG. And who is her new boo? Producer Scott Bridgeway. Now, Scott Bridgeway is most known for co-producing Kendrick Lamar's hits like Squabble Up and Luther. So these two were booed up on a yacht and pictures started to go around everywhere yesterday, okay? And I believe this caught everybody off guard because it was rumors going around that she was dealing with Brent Faiyaz, but it looks like this is her boo. Now, we don't know when these two started talking, what's the backstory, we don't know any of that. All we know is that these two were booed up and kissy on a yacht. Now, as soon as these pictures started going around, guess who posted on their Twitter? Yes, DDG. So he posted this right after news got out that Halle Bailey was booed up with her new boo. Now, what exactly this means, I do not know, okay? I don't know if he's just trying to be funny to save face or whatever the case might be, but regardless, to me, it shows that he's bothered. Being unbothered would have been not saying anything at all. But what makes this even more interesting is those pictures dropped the same day that DDG was seeing Halo. Now, I can't say if she was with her boo on July the 1st, which it's kind of looking like she was, but DDG was granted permission to go to Italy to see Halo from July the 1st till July the 3rd. Now, he could see him every day from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. with supervision from Halo's nanny and security. And during this time, y'all, Halle possibly was out with her boo. So while he's over there trying to see Halo, she's out having a good time with her man. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think about Halle Bailey and her new alleged boo, Scott Bridgeway? And what do you think about DDG's reaction? But moving on to the next story. Okay, you guys, so I know y'all heard about your favorite diddler. He was found innocent of most of his charges. Now, Diddy was facing life in prison for a RICO charge, which included racketeering, and was found not guilty. Now, he was also found not guilty on 2 other charges that included trafficking, okay? He was facing 15 years for those charges. Now, just to be clear, for the RICO, the racketeering, he was facing life. So he got off on all 3 of those charges. However, he was found guilty of 2 other counts, which included transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, this is related to Cassie and Jane, okay? Now, he is facing up to 20 years with those charges, but being that he doesn't have any other record, I don't believe he's going to get any more from maybe 2 to 4 years per charge. So that's anywhere from 4 to 8 years. But we'll have to see because it's people speculating that he'll basically walk with those too. Now, the judge is trying to decide if he's going to let Diddy go home until it's time for sentencing. So he could be home with his kids for the 4th of July. But guess who's trying to put a stop to that? Cassie. She wrote to the judge asking that they keep him locked up until sentencing. So her team wrote, "We write as counsel for Cassandra Ventura to respectfully request that the court deny Mr. Combs to be released pending his sentencing on his 2 convictions under 18 U.S.C. and 2421, pursuant to the Bail Reform Act, 18 U.S.C., and then it says detention is mandatory post-conviction on these charges, and Ms. Ventura believes that Mr. Combs is likely to pose a danger to the victims who testified in this case, including herself as well as the community. We thank the courts for its time and attention to this matter." So before I continue, I've been doing this video and watching TMZ Live, and they just reported that Diddy was denied bail. So I don't know if it's because of Cassie's letter. I don't know what it is, but he has to stay in jail until sentencing. And they also said that the judge said that he denied him bail in the beginning, so he doesn't see any reason to change that. So it looks like Diddy won't be walking anytime soon. Well, at least for now. Now, he was convicted of the lesser charges, but again, he could still spend a few years in jail. So we'll have to wait and see what happens to the diddler. Now, everyone had a reaction regarding him basically being found not guilty. A lot of people feel like this is a win-win because again, this man was facing life in prison. And one of the celebrities who spoke out was Young Miami. Now, she posted 1111 with 4 hearts. So people interpreted this as her supporting the love of her life. Now, Boosie spoke out. Armand Wiggins was seen outside the courtroom having baby oil poured all over his body, y'all. It's just been a complete mess, but I want you guys to take a look as to what people had to say about his conviction. But that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
I told y'all this to get out. Government is who you blame if you feel that these victims didn't get justice because he was guilty of the domestic violence and all those things. But you know what they did? They swung for the fence and they went for a RICO.
Basically, today the jury decided that a FRICO is not a RICO.
How do you feel about the verdict today?
I'm very happy. I feel like justice was served. I've been to a few of his parties, and there's been nothing but generosity and positivity, and I've never seen anything negative ever.
I'm an independent journalist that had predicted this was going to be what happened. I said the RICO is weak.
Right. Hopefully he do get some therapy. Hopefully he does get some help. Right. Seek some help. Stay away from the D-rugs and the addiction. But
Diddy was found not guilty for the majority of his charges. So that's 3 out of 5 that he was found not guilty for. And I'm not even shocked, because when you're at a level of wealth, when you have a level of power, the same consequences that would exist for us don't exist for them. They don't need to play by the rules because they're playing their own game. And to them, fair is foul and foul is fair. If Diddy went down, the house of cards will topple. There is a bigger picture. People look at this like it's just Diddy acting alone, when this is simply not true. Diddy is a well-connected person, and that is by design. All of the celebrities, the who's who, the elites, were at those Diddy parties. And that's exactly who he was doing business with. So if Diddy went down, that means that some of the wealthiest people in the world would have also been implicated. And that was what they were trying to avoid. And this is a point that I've made multiple times. Systems of oppression thrive on incompetence and lack of knowledge. So if we don't know what's going on, then how could we mobilize? That's why we still don't really know the names that were on Epstein's list. So please, always look at the bigger picture, because there is a game far greater than our understanding currently being played.
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro. You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. And I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this shit for people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all this shit for hip-hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man losing his life behind a relationship, you know. And people always, Boosie was on Diddy's side. Nah, it ain't that. It's because I'm thinking about 7 children. Y'all thinking about one person. I'm thinking about these 7 kids who been in my kid's position. Not knowing if your daddy gonna come home or not is a burden on the child. So all y'all was like, no, I'm thinking about them damn children, man. So, man, I'm glad he free, bro. You know, like I've been said, I don't feel he was guilty of nothing. You know, nothing but domestic violence. You know, but the court spoke, man, and man, I'm happy that dude children, man. I know his feeling right now, bro. I'm just happy for them children, man. So, you know, Diddy, sit your ass down somewhere. That's what you need to do. Grab Stevie J and your children and get the fuck on.
Y'all, Diddy was found not guilty to everything but transportation to engage in prostitution. Which means sex trafficking, conspiracy, all that shit that he had fucking counts of charges on, that shit is thrown out, is gone. I figured that shit, I knew that shit was gonna happen because it's fucking P. Diddy. Be for real, for real. After all the evidence they had, this man still, you know, like, it's crazy as fuck, but that's just how the system works. Especially when you got money and you know people. It is what it is. I just know Carisha finna go get her man back. I just know she finna go get her man back. Beating 3 out of 5 charges is insane, especially when the 2 charges that he did was found guilty of was the same fucking charge. That man will be out of jail in no time. Everybody who talks shit about him said all this and that, baby, that man is coming back. I'm telling y'all better buckle up y'all motherfucking seatbelts, boo. Cause he finna let y'all ass have it. I feel so bad for Cassie, whatever her name is, because the shit she came out and said, and then now that man is like literally about to be free is crazy.